What's your favorite NFL team, and will you root on the Lions at all this year?
Favorite NFL team? I'm going to have to go with Dallas Cowboys just because, I'm a Dallas person. But, I'm definitely looking forward to popping out to some football games this year. If it's against the Cowboys, my dad going to be mad, but it is what it is at this point.
So you're rocking with the Lions?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's
Join the party at the Ally Challenge presented by McLaren. Get your tickets today at allychallenge.com.
Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for choosing to support the Woo Crew. We got everybody here. Hey, wake up real quick, KG.
Wake up out of your sleep.
Hey, we're at the Links and Novi for the Darren McCarty Golf outing. It is the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. It's been awesome coming out here, man. Just seeing the backdrops change. I know we're going to be at another place on Monday, then another place next Friday, and then another. Wait,
you'll get a golf outing. You'll get a golf outing.
Hey, but it's been awesome too, man.
And this is my wife, Oprah. Austin Powers.
Oh, man, but the Detroit Pistons schedule release.
Yeah, cool.
Was there anything interesting?
I want to ask you about it as our credentialed Pistons beat reporter and writer.
Appreciate you, brother.
I reviewed it. I saw it. Two things that stand out to me.
Yes, sir.
They have 15 back-to-back games, which are among the most in the league.
Every year they do this to them, bro.
And they open the regular season with 6 straight playoff teams, starting with the Pacers, ending with the defending champs of the Celtics. So Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about the schedule. Are we reading into this way too early? Is it a grueling schedule? What do you think?
It is a grueling schedule. You're not reading into it way too early. And I'm hoping that the Detroit Pistons are looking at this schedule and realizing you got a tall task ahead of you. Don't just talk about, we want to learn to be competitive and blah, blah, blah. Look, you've gone out there and you've gotten vets that the organization is saying will play, which is the best. What's the best ability? Availability. And you got a guy like Tobias Harris, who they've been talking up a little bit more. We heard J.B. Bickerstaff saying, listen, this guy's going to contribute. Richard Jefferson saying, hey, look, don't sleep on him. He's a dog. Obviously, he didn't live up to the last contract, but the contract he has right now, I actually believe he might get a little bit more out of Tobias Harris than what this contract is going to be paying him. So it's a gauntlet for the Pistons. And I know that they're looking to get off to a decent start, but it is not a promising first 6 games.
Pacers, Cavs, Celtics, Heat, 76ers.
There's a lot of size and physicality. It's in the East every single game. They're knocking you out the East race instantly. They're taking your optimism away instantly. And this is where, honestly, is gut check time for these Detroit Pistons. The young guys that are here who have been trying to learn the NBA, you got now a coach who is, honestly, he cares about their development and their direction. This first stretch, to me, is going to test their characters. It's going to test the type of players. If you're still in this assessment mode of these young players, you're going to start to figure out exactly who they are over the first 6 games. Now, you get into the months that are more favorable, November and February. But you got to get to November, and you got to make up for the fact that you're probably not going to win a game in October.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, I guess there's only a few games in October.
Six games.
But they are set up to lose, out the gate, though.
I was just getting ready to ask, can we expect one win in November?
In November, definitely.
Yeah.
In October is the one where I
we're not used to wins in November. Or do they lose in both November and December? They got shut out in November.
Won at the end of December, I believe.
Got you. Well, what about if I want to play conspiracy theorist? Freddie felt 3-1-3. In response to this, he says, because the NBA hates the Pistons, which is why we keep getting the 5th pick and got robbed of Wemby.
We get the 5th pick year after year after year. It doesn't matter where we fall. You know what I'm saying? You look at these rosters every year, we're getting the most back-to-backs. You're looking at how we start the season and how we end the season is always the least favorable. You're looking at where our West Coast trips happen. None of this stuff works for the Pistons, but it never has worked for the Pistons.
Got you.
They've always hated Detroit. That's why Detroit versus everybody exists. That's why hockey time. That's why our own ecosystem. They're like, it's a small market team. What are you talking about? Go look at our championship parade and tell me we're a small market team. We eat, live, breathe, die, all of it. Crap. And sports,
we pay coaches $65 million to go away.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Look, this market right here, man, ultimately they care. I'm hoping that this Detroit Pistons team, when they look at this, I know that we're going to always banter about what they can or can't be. I want them to go out there and have the mindset to say, let's steal a couple games in October. I know it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Let's try and get 1 or 2.
But what I do, the one positive or could be a positive that I'm going to take out of that first stretch, they got Cleveland game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And if this team, this young team with vets now, can buy into J.B. Bickerstaff and take that game,
Yeah.
Treat that game like it's the NBA Finals Game 7. To me, something like that, it changes the identity of a team quickly. Like that's something that can jolt an identity for something you're trying to build. If they can come together and do they have to win? Probably for it to like actually work. But if they can use this time, schedule's released until the second game of the season, they're getting ready for their coach, for their new leader. And like that's where I see Cade stepping up and be like, hey guys, let's do this for JB.
There you go. I was just about to say, I don't JB, what up though, JB? Yes. JB Bicker smooth, right? Hey, that's what I was about to say too. I don't want to disrespect, because they got Cade Cunningham right here on the graphic. I don't want to disrespect the step that he should take this year. This is his first off season. We talk about J-Mo having the first off season where there is no distraction, no injury, no anything. Do you guys realize that Cade Cunningham has already output much better than Jamison Williams so far at this stage in their career, and they came into the respective leagues at similar times.
Yeah.
I remember one of our most popular posts was their jersey swap, J-Mo and Cade. But Cade is just now having his first offseason, man, where he's actually able to work out on the things that matter rather than rehabbing.
Right.
He's been worrying about rehabbing, and he knows what to do now. Like he said his first year, he thought he knew what to do, but after you play in the NBA, now you get it. So he's a little bit more of a veteran, and he's a guy that I'm not going to discount. He's a guy that's already put up all-star level stats, and now you got him some shooters. I'm excited for Simone Fontecchio. Like the more I think about it, the optimism is there. But we've seen the optimistic role with the Pistons. They've been a team that has been absolutely able to kind of shoot it down. But there's a lot of people who do believe in Trajan Langdon, the staff that he has, and JB Bicker's staff. I almost said Bicker's move.
JB Bicker's staff.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about these young guys and the importance of development and this and that. I don't know if we've had the conversation or went there, but there are many guys on this team that have something to prove, including Jaden Ivey, including Jalen Duren, definitely including Cade, but Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yep.
Like Malik Beasley signed a 1 year. Beef stew. Like almost from top to bottom. You could maybe Tobias Harris isn't in that category, considering we know what he is and he's making a lot of money.
He has to come here and be a leader.
That's all we need out of him. Yes. But to also have a Tim Hardaway Jr. who is a leader but still wants to prove that Dallas made the wrong decision with him.
Yep. And you know what's important about the additions that they brought in is that last year we all knew that Cade could go out there and get his, but with the fact that the defense knew it's just Cade and we're not really going to respect anybody else, it made it that much more difficult. And the Pistons went through long lulls. These additions, not only do they improve what you have outside shooting, but Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tobias Harris can also play in the isolation game. So when you're going through kind of these lulls offensively, these are guys that can help to break that up. These are guys that you can go to get you a bucket. One of the things that I'm actually excited about with Tobias Harris, I know obviously everybody likes three-point shooting, but I'm looking forward to his back to the basket game. We don't have anybody that we can realistically say, you know what? Like Corliss Williamson of throw the ball down there and you got a good opportunity to get either free throws or a bucket. And I'm excited for what Tobias can bring. Like when I think about the different wrinkles, think about the two-man game between Cade Cunningham and Tobias Harris.
Yeah, that underrated. You think it's just got to be with the guard and a big man?
Bro, Tobias and Cade, either way, because Cade can also set the pick in the roll, operate in the mid-range or the three-point shot where we know he shoots better from three-point range on the catch and shoot. So this team is set up in a way that adds a little bit more to the wrinkles. It's supposed to help with busting the lulls that they went through offensively. This Pistons team, they have a lot. It's just I want to be optimistic.
Yeah. I'm not going to
I'm tempering it with them.
That's fair. That tempering it, but being optimistic. I forget who said it in the chat, but there's a lot of false hope again with this Pistons team. Yeah. I think I realize now the false hope was last year.
Yeah.
Like before last year, Monty Williams is coming in, Cade Cunningham entering another year. It just all fell apart.
Yeah. This year is a work in progress. We know this.
Yeah. I love talking hoops, man, with guys that understand it philosophically too.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. They kept some players here.
Not just emotionally.
Yeah. Jared Jack, not just emotionally. Jared Jack is still here as well. And these guys have track records in the league.
Yeah.
And the thing was, what I'm hearing is that maybe they didn't have the right ecosystem as specific coaches in the previous years underneath Monty Williams that let their development styles and capabilities really pay large dividends for the Pistons. I'm hearing that this staff here, no matter what you think of J.B. Bicker's staff's ability to make adjustments on the fly offensively, that development-wise, they have a really, really, really solid core, and they do a really good job.
I love that. I love that. Kool-Aid, I'm gonna talk for a few minutes in case you want to make that your Woodward Pistons segment, and I'm gonna separate this. But on the Pistons topic, I figured we go around with Chin Music here real quick because I believe you have a Pistons related Chin Music. And again, chat, if you don't remember, we're bringing this back, a playoff RIP Tuesday with Big D Energy. Just who you got beef with from the last week in sports? A player, a coach, a thing, something that happened. You got some beef. Kool-Aid,
Yep.
Who you throwing that fastball up and in? Or who's getting the uppercut?
Since they don't want to put their name on there and they just go by kind of anonymous source, anonymous NBA source, they went out there and they were talking some trash. And I get that the Pistons are in a bad spot. When I listened to Richard Jefferson, though, he said, you guys are headed to a better place. I like what you've done. There are some people around the NBA, they're like, you know what? I've talked to scouts in the flesh, bro, down at Vegas Summer League. They're like, they're heading the right direction. So for this anonymous scout to hide rather than actually say it with your chest behind this report of they're doing Cade wrong, what a garbage pick it was to bring Ron Holland in and all of this. Man, the time I've got to spend around Ron Holland in his camp, listen, the Pistons need to do better around Cade, but that disrespect to Ron Holland and his people, bro, that is wild to me. A guy who was just one of the top prospects in all of basketball. I thought that was absolutely garbage. If you're going to go and try and kind of disparage somebody that bad, you put your name to that tape so you can wear it proudly. Yeah. That's where my Chin Music is. And shout out to Ron Holland, too.
I love that.
Lions fan now.
Kool-Aid, you don't have to say anything, but blink twice if Cade Cunningham likely wanted Ron. She wanted the Pistons to draft him. You don't have to say confirmation or anything, but I'm assuming
You're talking about those Texas boys.
Oh, those Texas boys. Weird. They got a connection?
They also got a connection to another Dallas boy, Enos Rexstraw.
Weird.
Listen.
And we're going to go beat that Cowboys' ass. Let's go.
Ron Holland said it. He said, look, I'm popping up the games, and when we play the Cowboys, my dad's going to be mad. He's locked in, boy. And they're going to trash my boy Ron Holland like that. NBA source guy, wherever you are out there, man, shame on you, bro.
I don't mean to go at a dad like this, but Mr. Ron Holland Sr., I hope we make you mad on, what is it, week 6? Whenever we go play.
He raised his son well.
Yeah, he did.